Okay, so Miss Jody Campbell, could you come back on the Zoom call there, please? And right now, all I'm looking at
I'm
is
here.
what appears to be your hand.
So no, I did not get bit by the dog. My roommate got bitten by the dog.
Okay, so I didn't hear anything about a dog until right now. What I heard you say, you were essentially kidnapped and held captive for a period of time,
Yeah,
and that's being investigated by, is that Pierce County?
yeah, Tacoma.
Okay, where does this person live?
This person lives at um Give me 1 second. I have the address.
I mean, just I'm not looking for an address. I mean, if you live in Thurston County, they live in Pierce
Oh,
County
yeah,
or what have you.
Thurston County. She lives in Pierce County, Tacoma.
Okay. How did you get out?
I had one of her friends had planned with me that Monday and came and got me Friday, and she had they had bursted in her house and told them where is my things, and if we don't give it up, they were going to call the police, and they took me with. So, and they brought me back here.
All right. And then have you heard from Shelby since?
The
I'm
last
not
time I
here.
heard
I'm
from
not.
Shelby is the recent incident.
Tell me about the recent incident.
The recent incident was the dog bite.
Well, tell me about that. Tell me what happened.
So Shelby had brought her dogs over 2 days ago, and we were only supposed to watch them for a couple hours.
So
And my
wait a
roommate had
minute.
tried
Can you
to.
stop for a second? So were you dog sitting for someone who kidnapped you?
No, no, Shelby's a completely different person from Ariel. This restraining order is not for Ariel. The Ariel's in Tacoma. I can't file it here. I've already tried to. This is for Shelby because she lives in Lacey.
Okay, so why are you telling me about someone kidnapping you in Pierce County when you want an order against someone
Shelby.
who lives in Lacey, unrelated to that? I want to know about why you want an order against Shelby Bayer.
I want an order from Shelby Barris because she's harassed me for almost 4 years and then stepped on my property the other day demanding the other dogs. And it
Demanding you to do what?
to give her the dogs. And I called 911. I also got a
Well,
call
hang
back.
on just a second. Are they her dogs?
Yeah,
So what's the problem? Why don't you give them to her?
because her dog bit someone, and the police told me to wait for animal control. And I just got a call back from animal control today, and I called like 2 days ago.
All right. And so what happened after that? So you had the dogs bit someone. Did you call animal control or did somebody else?
I called animal control. I have a work phone here. I
Okay, so
called.
hang on just a second. So an animal control came and took the dogs?
Yes, yes, for my house.
Okay,
Yeah.
so hang on just a second. So has anything happened after that?
No, nothing has happened. Nothing since.
Okay, is this person a friend of yours normally?
No.
Why are you looking after their dogs?
She had pressured me until I cracked. She's done it for multiple people, and then I had finally cracked.
I mean, I don't explain that to me.
She has harassed someone and harassed someone and harassed someone until you answer. And I've blocked her. I've blocked her on multiple accounts. That's why I want the restraining orders, because when she showed up to my house, she has no access to my address. I blocked her on all my social medias. And she was told that she was supposed to wait for animal control, and she showed up unwillingly. I have the whole thing.
Well, I mean, how did you get the dogs in the first place?
Her boyfriend, her baby daddy had brought him over, Ronnie.
Well, why did you accept them? Why didn't you say, look, I don't want get these dogs out of here. And if you don't leave, I'm going to call the police for trespassing.
And for how many times we tried, and they would not leave. The only time that she left is because the operator told her to get off my property.
All right. Give me just a second.
Yeah, take your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When did this happen with the dogs?
It happened October 9th.
And you haven't heard from her since?
I have her blocked on all social media.
All right. So, so here's the deal here, Mr. Campbell. And Ms. Dalton, this applies to you as well.
Yes.
When these orders come to me, there's one of three courses of action I can take. And the first is I can just, if I feel there's some sort of imminent harm that's going to occur, I can enter what's known as a temporary order. Temporary order takes effect when the other party's served. And then we set a hearing within 14 days. I can also feel like, well, there's not an emergency, but I can set a hearing within 14 days. Of today's date, or I can also just look at what's presented in your petition combined with what you told me and decide, well, there's not enough to enter a temporary hearing or set it for hearing at this point. And just turn down your request to enter a temporary order and not set a hearing at this point. And as I said before, and I don't know whether Ms. Dalton, you were on the Zoom call or not, but
I am. I'm here.
when I know, but
Can
we're
you hear
earlier
me?
when I gave the definition, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you.
Unlawful harassment is a knowing and willful course of conduct directed at a specific person that seriously alarms, annoys, harasses, or is detrimental to such person and serves no legitimate or lawful purpose. Course of conduct must be such as would cause a reasonable person to suffer substantial emotional distress and must actually cause substantial emotional distress. And then a course of conduct is a series of acts over a period of time, evidencing continuity of purpose. At this point there, Mr. Campbell, I'm not going to enter a temporary order and I'm not going to set a hearing at this time. Given the fact that the incident that led to this being filed happened on October 9th, a couple of days ago, you haven't heard from since. And the fact that, she showed up asking for her dogs back, which apparently her dogs, there was an incident, at this point, it hasn't been shown a sufficient pattern. I will tell you that if additional incidents occur, you can tell her, I don't want any contact with you. And she continues to come and contact you. You can come back and refile, and then we can look and see if it's a different story at that time. But based on what's been presented, I'm not going to enter an order at this time. Again,
What
subject
if
to
I was
further
able to have a
development.
witness?
I'm sorry?
What if I was able to have the witness? Like that's just me. Like there's a witness there. He's literally right behind me. He can't even write because of the dog. He was in there with me yesterday.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm not disbelieving you. I'm
Yeah,
saying what you're telling me doesn't rise to the level of harassment now. It might if further incidents happen, but to say that she manipulates you or something like that, I mean, that's not harassment. That's not necessarily, I'm not even sure what exactly that is in terms of, but at this point, again, I just don't find that what you've been presented is harassing. And so if again, this is subject to supplemental information. If additional incidents occur, you can bring this back and ask for it again. But for today, that's what I'm going to do.
Even if I was to follow up even more, evidence because I video and record.
No, hang on just a second. That's what I just said. If you develop additional information and additional incidents, then yes.
Because I have the whole thing on recording. That's what I'm asking. I have everything on recording where from when she came onto my property unwanting and unknowingly to the witness standing right behind me. That's why I'm asking for the temporary order. As I have, and so
no, I don't think you're following me, right? I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying what you're telling me doesn't at this point rise to the level of harassment. If she keeps coming back over and over again after you've told her to stop, then that's a different story.
I mean, she has. That's why I've asked. I've asked multiple times. There's records that have been in Tacoma. I've asked multiple times.
All right. That's going to conclude the hearing here for today, and you're free to leave the Zoom call.